doing? I'm back here again for a new video, and this is going to be my first video in my October Horror Fest 2019 video series where I talk about all the movies that I watched throughout the month of October. Now, I'm not going to go into a lot of detail about a lot of the movies I'm going to be watching, and that's because a lot of these movies are movies that I watch every year. They're traditional movies that I watch every year in October and around Halloween. So I've already talked about a lot of these movies in past videos, but I do plan on watching some movies that I haven't seen, and when I do watch those, I will talk about them in more detail. But I didn't watch anything new this week. All these movies are movies that I've already talked about in past videos, so I'm not going to talk about them too much. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. Now, one thing that I really enjoy doing at the beginning of October is I enjoy watching some non-horror movies. Some family-friendly, horror-themed or Halloween-themed movies, just to get, October started. And actually, the first thing that I watched in October was a couple of classic Casper cartoons. I really love classic vintage cartoons, and I really enjoy watching Casper ones. To start off October, the three ones that I usually watch are The Friendly Ghost, There's Good Booze Tonight, and A Haunting We Will Go. I have a DVD that has all three of them. I also watched another one called Africa Screams, but I do enjoy watching those. It's been years since I've watched them, actually, so I really enjoyed watching those. And I also watched two of the other Casper movies, and that is A Spirited Beginning and Casper Meets Wendy. Now, I already watched the main Casper movie that everybody knows with Christina Ricci and Bill Pullman. I watched that earlier in the summer, so I'm probably not going to watch that in October because I want to focus more on movies that I haven't watched in a long time and movies that I haven't seen yet. And I haven't watched these two movies in years. Casper: A Spirited Beginning and Casper Meets Wendy. I really enjoy both of these. They're just fun, family-friendly movies. Actually, I named my dog Wendy after this movie. It was right after we got her, and I was watching this movie, and I thought, why don't we name her Wendy? And so I actually named my dog Wendy after this movie. But yeah, I really enjoy both of these. They are kiddish, they're, now, but I do enjoy both of them. And, like I said, I have already watched the other, the main Casper movie that everyone knows. So I don't plan on watching that this October, but I absolutely love that film. It's another movie, I grew up watching it, and I absolutely love that one. The next two movies that I watched are The Addams Family and The Addams Family Values. I really enjoy both of these movies. I enjoy The Addams Family, the first one, more than Addams Family Values. I think Addams Family Values is more of a comedy. It's more over the top comedy. In that one, Wednesday and Pugsley get sent to a summer camp, and there's this widow who's trying to get all of Uncle Fester's money, and she's trying to take him over, and she's actually been killing people, and it's just kind of a goofy comedy. But I really enjoy both of these movies, and I am curious to see what the new Addams Family is. I'm really curious to see if that one's any good. But yeah, The Addams Family and The Addams Family Values, really enjoy both of these. Now the next one is one that I watched last night, and this is a great horror comedy. But this is one that I actually have not owned. I actually just got this last year, I think. Last year or the year before. This was one movie that I didn't grow up, watching. I did see it years ago on TV. And then I saw it again a couple years back, and I finally got it on Blu-ray last year. Idle Hands, which is a really fun Halloween-themed horror comedy with Devon Sawa, and it's a stoner comedy, and it's just a really fun movie, and I really enjoy it, and I do plan on making this movie a tradition now. I plan on watching it every year. Like I said, I never owned a copy until a few years ago, so I haven't been watching it every year, but I do plan on watching this every year now. And now we're going to get into the actual horror movies. And the first horror movie that I watched was Children of the Corn 2, The Final Sacrifice. I do plan on watching the original Children of the Corn, but I plan on watching that later on in the month. But I wanted to watch Children of the Corn 2 because it's actually been years since I saw it, and I really do enjoy Children of the Corn 2. I think it's a great sequel. I actually did a review I think it was an underrated sequels video years ago talking about Children of the Corn 2 because I do think it's an underrated sequel. I think it's a very good sequel. I actually really enjoy most of the Children of the Corn films, or at least the first 6. I don't really remember much of the 7th one, and I haven't seen any of the other ones past that, but I do actually really enjoy the first 6. And Children of the Corn 2, in my opinion, is the best sequel out of all of them. I also really enjoy 3, but yeah, really glad that I watched Children of the Corn 2 because, like I said, it's been years since I saw it, and I really enjoy it. All right. And now I have started watching the Halloween movies. Now, every year I've started this tradition where I watch all the Halloween movies in reverse, which means that I would start with Resurrection and I would end with Halloween. It's kind of like a saving the best for last, where I would watch the original Halloween on Halloween, and that's what I've been doing for the past few years. Well, I decided to start this year with Halloween 2018. Now, I don't watch Rob Zombie's Halloween films. I do enjoy certain aspects of the original, of Rob Zombie's original Halloween, and I'm not a big fan of Rob Zombie's Halloween 2. I don't hate it like a lot of other people do. A lot of people, you know, a lot of people call Rob Zombie's Halloween 2 like the worst horror movie of all time, which I don't agree with. I don't hate Rob Zombie's Halloween 2. I just never have a desire to watch it. And I was gonna watch Rob Zombie's Halloween, but I don't have a whole lot as much time, because I'm working a lot. So I decided to skip Rob Zombie's Halloween and instead start with Halloween 2018. Now this is the first time that I actually just finished watching it about an hour ago, and this is actually the first time that I saw it since I saw it in theaters. And I must say, I think I enjoyed it more watching it now than I did in theaters. I do enjoy this movie. It does have its flaws. There are things about it that I don't like, but overall, I think this is a really solid movie. I know a lot of people have mixed feelings about it. Some people really love it, some people don't. But I personally enjoy it. And I am glad that they're continuing on. I'm really looking forward to Halloween Kills and then Halloween Ends. I'm really glad that this was the first of a new trilogy of Halloween movies. And I'm really excited to see what the next Halloween movie is. But Halloween 2018, do enjoy this one. Like I said, I enjoyed it more watching it now than I did in the theater. And the last one, and I know a lot of people are gonna, just Halloween Resurrection. Now, I know a lot of people hate this movie, and personally, I think it's pretty underrated. I think that a lot of people hate it, mostly because of Busta Rhymes. I feel like that a lot of people, usually when people talk about why they don't like the movie, it's because of Busta Rhymes. And I also know that the whole, having cameras around Michael's house bothered other people. It didn't bother me. I thought it was pretty cool, but other than that, I think Halloween Resurrection is really, really underrated. I think it gets way more hate than it deserves. I'm not saying it's a great Halloween movie, but I enjoy it, and I am planning on watching. I'm going to watch it later on tonight. My plan is to watch 2 Halloween movies every weekend, and that's really the only way I can see being able to watch all of them. I might watch one in the middle of the week at some point, but I do plan on watching 2 Halloween movies at least every week. But yeah, Halloween Resurrection, or every weekend, but Halloween Resurrection, I know it gets a lot of hate, but I enjoy it. Anyway, guys, that is all the movies that I've watched throughout this first week of October. Next week, I will be doing, of course, week number 2, talking about all the movies that I watched this coming up week. I don't have a whole lot of time to watch movies this time of year because, we're working until 6:30 every night. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to fit in 6 or 7 movies a week. But I do plan on watching all the movies that I usually watch every year, and I plan on watching a few other films that I haven't seen, and when I watch those, I will go into more detail about them and give my thoughts on them, because there's a lot of horror movies that I have, a lot of movies that a lot of people have, seen, and I haven't. I've actually been kind of out of the loop with modern horror movies, but anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Let me know what you guys think about all the movies that I watched this week, and let me know what are movies that you've watched this week. What movies have you started October off? I'm really glad it's finally October. I can't wait. I'm getting excited. We've decorated the house, and I'm just really, really excited for Halloween. So anyway guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.